You're listening to the UM3D podcast, where we explore fresh ideas and real-world experiences that shape how we teach and learn. Recorded in the podcast studio at McWhirter Library, we bring you conversations with educators and experts to help you design, develop, and deliver high-quality instruction. You're listening to the UM3D podcast, where we explore fresh ideas and real-world experiences that shape how we teach and learn. Recorded in the podcast studio at McWhirter Library, we bring you conversations with educators and experts to help you design, develop, and deliver high-quality instruction.
Welcome back to the UM3D podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Kathryn Marshall, and today we're diving into a tool that's making a real difference in accessibility on our campus. I'm joined by Dr. Lavonnie Perry Claybon, an instructional technology trainer here at UM3D with over 30 years of experience in education and over 2 decades of experience with accessibility. Regular listeners may recognize her voice, since she often hosts this podcast. Today, though, Lavonnie's here as a guest to tell us all about Sensus Access, a document conversion service that we've integrated right into Canvas. Welcome back, Lavonnie.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk about this great resource.
Let's start with the basics. For those who haven't heard of it yet, what exactly is Sensus Access?
Sensus Access is an automated document conversion tool that allows users to transform files that may not be accessible, like scanned PDFs, images, or older documents into accessible, user-friendly formats. These formats include audio, ebooks, braille, and more. Essentially, it removes the technical barriers that often prevent students from fully engaging with course materials.
That's pretty comprehensive. And I understand this is specifically designed for higher educational settings?
Absolutely. Sensus Access was built with higher education in mind. It's a service tool, which means it's a self-service tool, which means faculty, staff, and students can use it instantly without submitting a request or waiting for remediation. That self-service process gives students a sense of independence and helps faculty be more proactive with and about accessibility.
I love that emphasis on self-service, so users can feel empowered to use this tool themselves. This is really relevant right now with the deadline for compliance with digital accessibility guidelines in April, right?
Yes, faculty are working to improve their course materials right now, and Sensus Access makes that process much easier.
Sensus Access sounds like a great solution for faculty who need to remediate their course materials. But before we get to the how-to, can you tell us more about the different formats Sensus Access can create?
Absolutely. Sensus Access can convert files into a wide variety of alternative formats. For audio, it creates MP3 audiobooks and DAISY files, which stands for Digital Accessible Information System. DAISY is especially powerful because it's structured. You can navigate by chapter, page, or even paragraph. And it's not just for students who are visually impaired. It's incredibly helpful for individuals who naturally process information auditorily, students who learn best by listening rather than reading. For those learners, audio formats can dramatically improve comprehension and retention.
That's interesting. So the audio files Sensus Access creates are more robust than just hitting play and listening straight through?
Exactly. You can bookmark, skip sections, or jump to specific parts, just like navigating a textbook. Sensus Access can also create ebook formats such as EPUB, EPUB 3, Mobi, which are perfect for tablets or e-readers. Students can customize font sizes, colors, spacing, or use built-in text-to-speech tools.
Before you mentioned students with visual impairments, how does Sensus Access make course materials accessible for them?
Sensus Access supports students who have visual impairments, as you've shared. It generates ready-to-emboss braille files, large print files, and materials enhanced with Beeline Reader, which uses color gradients to help guide the eyes from one line to the next. That's especially helpful for students with dyslexia, ADHD, or attention-related differences. When we talk about Braille, Sensus Access can convert documents into Braille according to the number of national Braille systems and contraction levels. Sensus Access can format and paginate Braille and deliver the resulting files as either portable Braille or Braille encoded with a particular Braille device or Braille character set.
The color gradient idea is fascinating. I've never heard of that before. So we have audio, ebooks, Braille, large print, Beeline. That's quite a range. What else can it do?
It can remediate scanned or image-based PDFs using optical character recognition, or OCR, converting them into real, searchable, screen reader-friendly text. It can also handle more specialized contents like documents using LaTeX, which is technical typesetting system and document preparation systems used for creating professional and technical documents. It can, this is normally commonly used in STEM. And there's even a translation feature, which can convert documents into different languages.
Wow, that translation feature sounds incredibly useful, especially for our international student population. Let's move on to the practical side. We have Sensus Access integrated into Canvas. How does that actually work?
Sarah, I'm glad you asked this question. If you have Sensus Access enabled on your course navigation bar, it's very simple. First, you actually click on Sensus Access on the course navigation bar. If it's not enabled, you can go in your settings and have it enabled. The second thing is that you choose the file that you would like to convert. And when you upload a file into Canvas, like a PDF or a Word document, you'll see a button labeled Alternative Formats. Just click on that, choose the format you want, and Sensus Access emails Sarah the converted file directly to you.
Oh my goodness, so it's built right into the interface. No one has to go hunting for it.
No. And it's just a few clicks, a few minutes of waiting for the notification in your email, and the file is ready. There is also a web form available for anyone with a U of M email address, and we'll have that linked in our resources for this podcast. But you can also access it by going to sensusaccess.com/web3/Memphis. And it's just a few minutes, and your file will be ready for you.
So that's just a couple of clicks.
Yes.
And this works for any file type in Canvas?
It works for most common file types like PDF, Word, PowerPoint, text, HTML, and more. Complex documents with extensive formatting or a lot of images may not convert perfectly, but everyday course files convert very well.
Let's talk about some real-world use cases. Who's benefiting from this tool on campus?
Students with disabilities benefit right away, but so do students who prefer audio, students who need flexibility, and students juggling work, family, or travel.
And I imagine it eliminates a lot of the waiting time that used to be involved in getting accessible formats, right?
It does. Students and faculty both get immediate results.
That must reduce a lot of stress. Are there other student populations who benefit?
Definitely. The impact is campus-wide. For example, students who process information auditorily often learn best when they can hear the material rather than read it. Audio formats meet that need beautifully. Commuters can listen to their readings while driving. Athletes traveling for games can listen to course materials on the bus. International students can convert text into their primary language. And many students simply prefer listening because it reduces eye strain or fits better with their learning rhythm.
I'm hearing that this isn't just about accommodation. It's about giving everyone options to learn in the way that works best for them.
Exactly. It's about universal design. And when we talk about one of the major principles of universal design for learning, UDL principles, it's being multiple means of representation, giving learners different ways to access the same content, and it helps reduce barriers to comprehension.
I'm so glad you brought that up because for listeners who are interested in learning more about UDL or Universal Design for Learning, we have 2 upcoming podcasts in the works focusing on this topic, so definitely tune back in toward the end of the semester for that. But back to Sensus Access, it sounds like this tool is really for the whole campus community. Let's discuss the technical side now. Is there a limit to how much you can convert?
The main limitation that I'm aware of currently is file size or for email delivery. But for typical course materials, Sarah, it's not usually an issue. There are some other limitations that we're aware of, such as its inability to create MP4 files.
That's important. Are there any privacy or security considerations people should know about?
Yes, files aren't stored long term, but users should always be mindful about what they upload. And of course, be cautious with copyrighted materials and make sure your distribution stays within the fair use policy.
Oh, thanks, Lavonnie. That's a great reminder about copyright. So, what should faculty do if they want to start using Sensus Access today?
We always recommend starting with one file. Upload a PDF into Canvas, click on the format that you want, and see what options appear. Once the faculty see how easy it is, they usually keep going. We found that once faculty see how easy it is, they usually keep going.
What if someone runs into problems? Who should they contact?
They can reach out to our UM3D team anytime. We're available through consultations, email support, and training sessions. We also offer workshops on accessible course design and remediation.
That's right, folks. We're here for you. All you have to do is reach out. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like our listeners to know about Sensus Access, Lavonnie?
Sarah, I'd just like to emphasize that accessibility is an act of care. Tools like Sensus Access help us build learning environments where students don't have to ask permission to access their education. They can just learn.
I love that perspective, Lavonnie. It's about removing barriers, not just for some students, but for all students. This has been such an informative conversation. Thank you so much for joining us and for all the work you do to make our campus more accessible.
Thank you. It's truly a joy for our UM3D team to support our faculty and students.
And that's our show for today. If you found this helpful, please share it with a colleague and join us next time for more conversations about teaching and learning. Until then, keep designing with your students in mind.
Thanks for listening to the UM3D podcast. For more information, check us out at memphis.edu/UM3D.